Hello, I'm Ra, and in this video I will be discussing a build for Rafa I like to call Roundabout Rafa. For me, Rafa is probably the Vault Hunter I am least interested in of the four, and I wanted to construct a build that I think Rafa would benefit from the most, that being Ricochet damage. However, this build will not only focus on Ricochet damage, it'll also have a lot of first shot bonuses, shield uptime, and infinite ammo for bosses. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, as I'll be putting out more build guides for Amon and Harlow before the release of Borderlands 4. Anyways, let's get right into it. First off, let's discuss Overdrive, which is Rafa's trait. It basically provides 10% damage and 25% movement speed during action skill usage and for 12 seconds afterwards. Then there is his Peacebreaker cannons, where Rafa sprouts two automatic kinetic gun damage cannons from his arms that automatically targets enemies in his crosshair. The augment we'll be using is Bullet Buddy Deluxe, which provides ammo regeneration and bonus fire damage based on how full his gun is, as well as exploding bullets when his magazine is full. Pressing F while his Peacebreaker cannons are out will cause his shots to consume no ammo, hence the infinite ammo. And then finally, we'll be heading down into the left branch of his red tree to pick up Double Odd Auto Shot, which is his capstone. This capstone replaces his cannons with shotguns that deal increased damage and have increased pellet count and have a bonus chance to ricochet off enemies. Now let's discuss his skills. For the first row, it's a toss-up between Sityar and Deft Hands. And please excuse me for my pronunciation for some of these skills. I'd honestly pick Deft Hands, which provides 20% fire rate at full stacks for both Rafa and his Peacebreaker cannons. The reason I'm picking this over basic gun damage is because this build will benefit from low magazine size shotguns like Jakobs weapons, and I want to make sure you're able to fire these Jakobs weapons as fast as you can pull the trigger. Even though the older games heralded Jakobs as weapons that you could shoot as fast as you could pull the trigger, you weren't able to necessarily do so because they still had a maximum fire rate. Picking up Deft Hands will simply allow you to fire these weapons faster with the infinite ammo obtained from Bullet Buddy Deluxe. From there, you want to pick up Sia, which is a kill skill that provides shields based on Rafa's maximum health capacity. At max, it provides 20% of your maximum health as shields, meaning Rafa will benefit from low capacity shields. And this pairs well with El Valiente, granting bonus damage to all sources the fuller Rafa's shields are. When max, it provides 30% damage to all sources, and when his shields are completely full, it doubles that to give 60% damage to all sources, which is crazy. This is a really good 3-point skill. Then you're going to want to head over and pick up 2 points for Resiliencia. This provides, at max, 40% damage reduction. However, we're just going to pick up 2 points to get into the left branch. Weirdly enough, all of Rafa's other branches provide 2 choices, but this branch in particular only gives 1, although it does benefit our build. Asymmetric Warfare provides bonus damage to all indirect projectiles, and further clarifies what exactly indirect projectiles are. These include action skills, thrown weapons like ordnance, and any projectile not fired from your gun. At max stacks, this gives 45% extra damage. For the next row, Rolling Stone may seem like a good choice, giving you at max a 35% chance for bullets to deflect off you, or Arded with indirect projectiles gaining 50% lifesteal, which sounds pretty good. But honestly, I'd pick up Aaron Spark, which grants indirect projectiles 40% extra fire damage. If the indirect projectile already dealt fire damage, it doubles the bonus to 80%. And then I'd pick up Lateral Plinking, granting indirect projectiles another chance to ricochet. That means if you hit an enemy with, say, a Jakobs shotgun, and the bullets ricochet off onto hit another enemy, that projectile is able to further ricochet and hit another enemy, meaning Rafa probably has really good mobbing potential. And then just make sure you have both the augment and the capstone for the build. Now that we've gotten down here, you're going to want to go back and pick up the rest of Resiliencia for that 40% damage reduction, and then pick up Vitriol at max stacks. This provides 50% extra bonus corrosive damage to the first shot fired from your weapon. This pairs really well with Bullet Buddy Deluxe, and as I said before, this will really benefit Jakobs' weaponry. And if you're able to roll Jakobs' weapons with Malawan licensed parts, and you get a Jakobs shotgun with, say, electric damage, you could be firing infinitely with an electric Jakobs shotgun, having first shot bonuses applying bonus corrosive damage, and your ricochets applying bonus fire damage. That means you have pretty much all the elements you need at your disposal. Then you're going to head into the blue tree dedicated to Apophis lands, pick up Rinse. When we don't have our action skill up, you're going to be wanting reload speed to proc those first shot bonuses with Jakobs weaponry. You don't want to be in a bad spot simply because you can't reload your weapon fast enough when your action skill is down, and it provides 20% extra reload speed. This further pairs with Preparato, a stacking passive for Rafa that grants, at max stacks, 20% action skill cooldown rate for a max of 100 stacks. Note that this only lasts for 8 seconds before all stacks deplete. If you get all 100 stacks and you're 5 out of 5, this provides 2000% action skill cooldown rate. That means you're going to be able to have pretty good uptime on your Peacebreaker cannons and get further utilization out of Bullet Buddy Deluxe's infinite ammo. And finally, you're going to pick up First Impression. Since we skipped the gun damage from Sitkar, this is really going to help with gun damage boosts, providing 40% at max stacks. And do note that this is also a first shot fired bonus. That means you're going to have First Impression providing 40% gun damage, and Vitriol providing 55% bonus corrosive damage, and then El Valiente providing at max 60% extra damage dealt. Rather than someone like Vex who has to stack up her kill skills, Rafa will have most of his damage sources at the beginning of a fight and won't have to struggle for power. And that's pretty much the build. Now onto gear. As I said many times before, you really want to be looking for low magazine size shotgun weaponry, such as Jakobs, just so you can continuously proc first shot bonuses. And you also want to be looking out for low capacity shields to benefit from Sia. You want to be looking for capacities around 20 to 40% of your maximum health. So you only need 1 to 2 kills to benefit from El Valiente's 60% damage bonus. For items such as class mods and rep kits, I'd say look for move speed bonuses and reload speed bonuses, because I have a feeling that rinse may not be enough. You probably want even more reload speed. And for elemental affinity, as I said before, shock damage is good just because you benefit from vitriols, bonus corrosive damage, and Aaron Sparks' fire damage on ricochets. However, fire is also really good because you still benefit from corrosive damage, and then you get, instead of 40%, 80% bonus fire damage, because for Aaron Spark, you get double the bonus damage if your indirect projectile is already fire damage. And that's the build. I'll be coming out with an Amon build guide next, and then finishing it all off with a Harlow build. I'm hoping to get these build videos out before Borderlands 4 is released. And I just have to say that these skill trees are definitely the most refined of the main Borderlands franchise games. And I'm sure there's going to be multiple builds for each Vault Hunter that will be viable. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. Peace.